Boxing King Media in association with Boxro. Manager, promoter, jack of all trades, STEFY Bull out here in Coventry with your guy Serge and Boma, who takes another 24-hour notice fight.
He's fresh out of bed last night and straight here with Serge, bless him. So he'll do the same again next week. But Serge at the minute is in the gym all the time, always working, and just wait for opportunities like this. He kept his sense safe, didn't he, tonight? That was the main thing.
Definitely, and again, it's not said enough, but people like Serge are obviously saving shows all the time, 24 hours notice.
Exactly, he saved the show. He left the gym last night at 7 o'clock, and I got the call at 10 o'clock last night, and we're here. Saved show. The other Casey's got a run out now, he's mandatory for British title, so he's had a good workout off Serge, and it's good for both. Serge gets his payday, and Casey's had his run out.
Definitely. I just want to quickly touch upon, you got a show that you've announced recently, got Lee Appleyard fighting a title fight. I'll let the fans know what's happening.
Yeah, 3rd of September, we've been waiting for an opportunity for Lee for a long time. We were in talks for this for Casey Benjamin, to be fair. We accepted terms, but I just think Sky were after... Lee weren't coming off a win, so I think they were after coming off a win, to fight for the championship. But Lee would have been a great fight. He'd have done a load of tickets, so... Yeah, I've pulled one out of bag. 3rd of September at Doncaster Only. Appleyard will be fighting for the vacant central area super lightweight title versus Dan Booth, who's only had one defeat. He's coming off a couple of KO wins against good kids. So we've got a sense of good fight. Lee, as you know, I know you kind of like Lee because he's forever in little small all classics that people don't get to see. He boxed just before the pandemic kicked in. Actually, my last promotion, Lee headlined it against Ben Fields, and it was probably one of the best fights I'd ever seen. So, it's these big shows like this, the grassroots, what we promote, don't really get seen that much, and Lee's never in a bad fight. So I'm really pleased to be bringing him an opportunity in his own corner, in his own town kind of thing.
Definitely, STEFY, credit to you, and I can vouch for that fight. I was there, and what a brilliant fight it was. And he showed a different game to his boxing. He boxed him on the outside, and went inside when he needed to.
Yeah, I think it was one of them, the first fight that Lee had stuck to a game plan because he loves to wall. He's one of them, banging his chest, banging his head, and loves a fight. But we really drilled a good game plan for that. And Ben Fields is a very hard night for anyone, and he had like 8 weeks' notice, brung some support, and it ended up being a little small all classic. It bars the Metrodome, wasn't it? Great fight. So yeah, like I say, just happy to give Lee an opportunity on corner again in his own town to actually win a belt.
Credit to you, STEFY, and I can't let you go without asking you about a rumour that's been circulating online. I saw it a week or so ago. Apparently there's a rumour that Terri Harper is moving up 4 weight divisions to potentially fight Hannah Rankin. What do you know about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a possibility we'd have that fight. So probably that's where we're at. We would accept that fight. I've got... the importance, when you've been involved in women's boxing, it's important to be a world champion. 1, financially, and 2, for the best opportunities. And if there's no opportunities at 135 where Katie's got all the belts for a championship fight, you've got to look at other avenues. And we would be more than willing to fight on a ranking and go up to 154. And as a great champion, I know him, and I've got a lot of respect for her and Noel. They've got a very similar story to myself and Terry, where they've not come up the traditional GB route. They've took the licks, and they've took the opportunities in her own corner, and it's come good for them. She's a genuine world-rated fighter, and she's a world champion. So it is a massive, massive risk if that fight was to happen. But it's one of them. What do you knock a world championship by?
What about weight-wise? Because that's the first thing that comes to my mind. Like, what weight does Terri walk around at? Would she be putting weight on, or if the fight is to happen, or is she going to be just training and not just eating what she wants?
I'll get on her back and get on scales, and then we'll be 154. But no, Terry's obviously a natural 135, but she's 5'8", 5'9". You've seen the size. You've been at gym around her. She's very big. She walks around probably in and around 154. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's one of them, isn't it? So it's an exciting opportunity, and it's one of them that if it was to happen, then it's going to people are going to be interested. You're going to have a 154 world-class fighter, former world champion at 130, going in. We are reigning champion, not a vacant championship. She's a genuine reigning champion, full of confidence, and it's going to be intriguing. And it's a challenge. It's a challenge for me. It's a challenge. It's one of them. What do you get out of life if you don't go trying, don't go exploring? It's not a fight that we'd be looking for, but it's not a fight that we decline. It's an opportunity to become a two-weight world champion. We'd be crazy not to have that go. And I think it's very intriguing. It's intriguing for me as a coach and a manager. And look at Terry's resume. She's never knocked a challenge back. So it's one of them that David and Goliath type maybe.
Interesting. Before asking the next question, I've just seen somebody have a piss and flush the toilet whilst I'm doing this interview, so that's a new one. So the obvious question is, rumours were suggesting that Natasha Jonas was going to get that fight, and it would have been a unification fight because obviously Tasha's got a belt at that weight as well. So where would that leave Tasha? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on in that situation?
I couldn't tell you. I've no idea. Like I say, it's not. I'm a manager. I'm not a promoter, so I'm not the one sending offers or in negotiations. All I can say is we would be more than willing to fight Anna if that opportunity arose. So it's just one of them. I couldn't tell you anything else. Same again. Natasha's gone on and won a world title. She's shown that she's a world-class fighter, and Anna versus Tasha's another great fight. It's a unification. So I would imagine, you know, Anna's in the driving seat with her team, and they'll take whatever they think's the best opportunity for them.
And just wrap it up, Steffi. So if it does happen and Terri wins, and she has two of the belts, the obvious question is going to be, would you be willing to obviously potentially put Terri in with that rematch with Tasha? Because obviously she's on Sky and you guys are on the zone. Yeah,
I mean, Terry's always wanted that fight. I mean, people get muddled up about this situation. We did sign a contract for a rematch with Tasha at 130 when everybody were all still with Matchroom. But unfortunately, it wasn't agreed with Natasha's team, so obviously they weren't happy with terms. That's nothing about us, but people need to know that Terri accepted terms and signed a contract for a rematch. So that fight, if it was arisen, it's not like we don't want it or would shy away from it. Obviously, different broadcasters, but it's a fight that we won't say no to, that's for sure.
San, last question, Steffi. So can I ask you straight, has Eddie Hearn approached you about that fight? And because I think the figure I read was 6 figures being offered to Hannah Rankin. Is that all going on behind the scenes?
I couldn't answer any figures. I couldn't answer anything else. But the question's been asked, would we fight Hannah Rankin? And yes, we would.
Steffi, thank you for answering questions, and we'll catch you soon.
You're good at this, aren't you?
We'll try my best.
Brilliant. Thank you, pal. Thank you.